Hello, I'm Father Joe Gambala, pastor of St. Malachy Catholic Church in Sterling Heights. Welcome to Saints of the Summer. Today is June 13th. I bet every one of us has seen the Christmas Carol. And we know it's fundamentally the story about Scrooge's conversion. There's a scene early on in the story where a couple of people come to visit Scrooge at his office in the hopes that Scrooge would be willing to make a donation to help provide a Christmas meal for the poor. And remember Scrooge's response, "Are there no prisons? Are there no workhouses?" Well, what Scrooge is referring to in prisons, he's not necessarily referring to prisons where people convicted of crimes are put. He's talking about debtor prisons. If you are poor and destitute and owe money and you couldn't pay it in Dickens's time in England, they literally would throw you into a special kind of prison called a debtor's prison. Sometimes you and your whole family would end up there. In the United States, we had a version of debtor prison called the Poor Farm, where if you had nowhere to go and you couldn't pay your bills, they'd send you to this farm where you had to work on the farm for your food, basically. Well, our saint today had something to say about those debtors' prisons, only he said it a long time before Dickens was around in the 19th century. This is St. Anthony of Padua. He lived between 1195 and 1232. He was born in Lisbon and the son of a knight. He was instructed in the cathedral school and joined the Augustinian Order. But he became interested in those Franciscans who were coming into town and were preaching and working with the poor. So he asked to switch orders and permission was granted. He became a Franciscan. And they found that he excelled at preaching, so much so that while he was preaching in Italy, the Pope gave him a license to preach freely wherever he wanted to go, on earth. So Anthony preached. He'd do all these revivals, and he would preach against all kinds of sins. But one of the things he attacked most fiercely were the debtor prisons of his day, a radical idea. He believed that we should forgive people's debts just like our Father forgives our debts. Kindness reminds us of that line from the Our Father, "Forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us."